Electoral process always put our professors in a dilemma and is very dangerous for them. As a governor, as a councillor, you are there to serve. Such position of service is not all about profiteering, but all about service to humanity and to God. All hopes cannot be lost. Go out there, cast your vote to your choice candidate.
On that day, go out and vote. Forget about the things of the past. Welcome to Noble TV Live today with Augustine Omilo. I have with me Dr. G.D. Peters.
Thank you, sir.
In the studio. You are welcome to the program.
I'm not afraid of meeting.
No, I'm not afraid of you. I'm used to you now.
And you not put clanger.
No, you clanger today. Good is not around. Yes, we are interested in talking about what is coming up very shortly in Nigeria. That's election in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi State. A lot of persons are saying because of what happened in February 2023, so many people may not be so interested in this election. But we are saying whatever has happened has happened. Go there and exercise your franchise. But whether you believe me or not, whatever Dr. Peters is going to say maybe will either encourage you or discourage you the more. But beyond that, those of you that are watching, at the end of this discussion, you're also entitled to your opinions, either to encourage people to come out to vote on that day in November or not. So just be there because we're already here. Dr. Peters, you're welcome to the program again.
Thank
yes,
you very much, sir.
Yes. Quickly, elections are coming up very shortly. The governorship elections in Imo, Kogi, and Bayelsa states. Some persons are skeptical, particularly as regards to insecurity in the country. What is your take in these forthcoming elections?
I think Nigerians are not scared of insecurity in the country. After all, we have had elections in Maiduguri, where you have the height of insecurity in the country. Even in the foremost of Sambisa Forest, election were held there. The point of Nigerian election process is not even the dates. The clanger, let me use both of my grammar.
You can't forget Amona in a hurry.
The electoral process is how prepared is Inec. How prepared is Inec to be honest enough? How prepared is Inec to be transparent enough? How prepared is Inec to manage logistics? Because we have found out that electoral malpractices or misrepresentation comes in beginning from logistics, where those who are supposed to have material for election by 7 a.m. don't have them until 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. They'll tell that. So how prepared are they to organize these 3 states? We have had even a situation where only one state give Inec Wahala. How much more 3 states? So I think should come out first of all and tell us how they are prepared. But as far as I'm concerned, this is another acid test for Inec. Because the one of February, they are still in it. And this one again is coming up. And now they are talking about whether to use electronic transfer or not. This matter should have been settled because the matter is already gazetted in the Electoral Act of Nigeria. So whereby INEC have to go through the back door and begin to find alternative, that's where the problem is. Electoral process in Nigeria, and I keep saying that, I'll say it again, it will be a very simple thing to manage if we leave criminality, corruption, selfishness, political bigotry, religious bigotry, nepotism, and favoritism out of our electoral process, we'll get it right. As soon as why by now we're talking about whether we're ready about election in the 3 states or not. That should be inconsequential. We should be talking about whether we're going to use RIF or whatever, or we're going to use electoral process or whatever. This thing shouldn't have been in place. So don't be surprised on that day that a place will not even get the electoral material because the board that's converting them is not there.
Yeah, okay. Now, Mahmoud Yakubu, professor, the chairman of INEC, has actually promised. He was in, I think, Ajokuta the other day, and he said INEC is now prepared to do that which Nigerians have been yearning for. That is,
so they are not prepared before?
No.
Sorry, sir. Don't answer. So INEC cannot be prepared before?
No, the answer can come from you because what I witnessed in the past is the fact that INEC experienced a glitch, and therefore the transmission of electronic results, was not possible at a point. But this time around, going by his promise now, maybe they have overcome that glitch, and they're hoping that this election results will be actually transmitted electronically. That is one.
There's never election. So let me answer this one quickly. There's never election in Nigeria that INEC doesn't have a glitch. Even if it's just a small word election, just one word election, less than 200 people, they must have a glitch.
Okay.
When we're talking about glitch, we have glitch in Osun State,
Okay.
where they also, just one state, they have to contest is whether there's a voting or not, or whether there's a bypass or there's no bypass.
Yeah.
Nigeria electoral process should have graduated beyond this state that we are. We are still in an appeal stage and the kindergarten stage. I don't speak well about us. Other 3 states, all of us are sweating.
So in other words, all eyes are on Inec.
Whatever
they are saying now.
At every point in time, all eyes on Inec. But the issue is that how promissory is that promise? Are they promise keepers? To me, they are not.
Okay. Now, another difficulty there again is, in Bayelsa State, on one hand, the governorship candidate of APC have been asked to step aside because he's not qualified to contest election for 3 times as a governorship candidate, because he has won election before for 4 years and he was there. For 1 year, he was there. If he contests this time around again and he wins, for example, he will be in government for 9 years. And the constitution does not allow one person to be governor in a state for more than 8 years. That is on one side. On the second side of it is that the people of Bayelsa State, the teachers, of course, that during elections, most of the ad hoc staff are normally from the teaching community. But now the teachers have threatened to go on strike because Bayelsa State has not been able to pay the minimum wage, even though Bayelsa State is an oil producing state that have been earning this 13% derivation. So how do you see these scenarios as kind of challenges to the election that is coming forth? First of all, the governorship candidates.
Yeah, the issue about this side of our country is that we have lawmakers that just go there to say hi and nay, without even knowing what they are saying hi and nay for, and collect their signal and go home and go and sleep. The other are just the National Assembly, vote in lower chamber and high chamber. All they care about is just to go down those off and come back with hi and nay. Or you tell them what are the consequences of what you have passed, they don't even know. The issue of the APC candidates should have been in a constitution, an electoral act, or electoral process. That shouldn't be an issue that one should go to court and go and contest. And as a former governor, he should have made his inquiries among his legal team, because sometimes the lawyers can mislead you. They'll tell you, go, you can wait. Our elites should be able to know what they should do and when they should do it. The lawmakers should please sit up. And some of these issues that are coming up through legal processes, we should not just leave them in the legal book, on the law week book. We should have them gazette in our acts and our edits and of course our constitution, so that we give a clear view of what Nigeria is all about. Because as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria constitution is incomplete. That is why we have lacunas everywhere. That is why we used to have clanger
everywhere.
So that is for him. So I'm disappointed at the legal advisors of Tidipre for not advising him accordingly, and of course for allowing Nigerian and the Bayelsans to go through this legal process. It's uncalled for as far as I'm concerned. If the constitution says you should not contest for 3 times, ordinarily you should know that you should not contest for 3 times. But if there are areas that you should amend to allow you to contest for 3 times, let that be done. And let us have crystal clear process of electoral process. That's my own.
Okay. Now, finally,
you are not talking about the issue of
the issue of teachers on strike.
Teachers on strike.
Yes. Bayelsa State, because of 30,000 naira minimum wage.
How rich is Bayelsa?
How many people are in Bayelsa?
How many people are in Bayelsa?
9 local government areas.
And what is the cost of road project in Bayelsa? How has the governor performed in his 4 years administration? Has he performed above average or below average? Now, the teachers are going on strike. Yes, that's one on strike because a hungry man is an angry man. Because if I say teachers should not collect handout money, school fees money, okay, when we are small, we used to use blackboard. Blackboard on Saturday. On no, weekend, you come and clean with battery.
Yes.
So sometimes I don't know that I used to now, they have somehow mechanized it in such a way that you go to the market and buy
the pen board now.
No, they don't use chalk. What is now is a marker.
Yeah, marker, the marker board now.
However, the issue of the Bayelsa State governor is that sometimes we leave what we are supposed to do as leaders and we become more interested in our political interests. As a governor, as a councillor, you are there to serve. Such position of service is not all about profiteering, but all about service to humanity and to God. But you find our politicians, when the allocation comes, they now say, okay, Omilo, you have been a party faithful and party stalwart, take 100 million. 100 million can pay salaries of more than 1,000 teachers at 30,000. That's why a lot of them run into trouble. And again, it is high time that INEC should wake up and do their work and stop putting our professors in a bad image and in a bad light. Because no matter how the professor declares the election, if he declares this way, he's in trouble. If he declares this way, he's in trouble. Electoral process always put our professors in a dilemma, and it's very dangerous for them in that image. And again, electoral process has also put our core members in a very, very dangerous situation.
Okay.
And the INEC should please devise another means of conducting elections in Nigeria. And I repeat, if you can walk into a bank that have more than 50 million customers, and with just your card, you go and put in the POS machine, and they give you your money, they will not exceed the amount you have in that bank, and they get it right, and they still make profit and still stand firm. INEC should find another means of conducting an election that is automated. That's the best for us. If you go and borrow from bank to see how bank can put one small chips in the ATM machine and give us card, they should do that. If for them they want to buy their own and install in whatever they want to install, so whenever election is coming up, 2 or 3 days, the machine have all the polling units. You walk, put your card, vote your party, come out your card, and go home, and you cannot vote twice. Because when your ATM gets to the maximum, it cannot pay you beyond that. So these are what we should be looking at, not the issue of whether Mr. A1 or Mr. B1. Then if there are bypass in that one, then that is advanced fee fraud.
Okay. Now we'll look at this particular segment of your story, at subsequent programs. But meanwhile, what is your advice to people of Imo State, Bayelsa and Kogi, that is the electorate now, for this coming election?
That's simple. We have passed through tumultuous, suspicious moments in last election, but notwithstanding, all hopes cannot be lost. Go out there, cast your vote to your choice candidate. Maybe he might be the winner. Maybe the other one might also be the winner. In every candidate, they have their own supporters and they have their own manifestos. All that we need you to do on that day is just go out there, cast your vote, and go home.
Yes, viewers, here is where we are drawing the curtain on this segment of our program today. Hoping that you have heard us clearly, particularly from the perspective of Dr. Peters, who was talking about the elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi State. And he has cancelled, if you are there as an electorate or a member of the electorate, please, on that day, go out and vote. Forget about the things of the past. Ensure that your candidate of choice is voted for, with the hope that he will also win. Why? Because he will hold the ace to the betterment of your own society. And so we are drawing the curtain here, like I said earlier, on Noble TV Live. But don't end where we are ending. Go ahead to subscribe. Comment and let others know your own view about all that we have actually discussed. You comment, you share, and subscribe. And of course, you press the notification button so that each time we come up again, you'll be one of the first people to actually receive our content. Thank you very much for being there. My name is Augustine Omilo, and I've been with Dr. Chidi Peters. Thank you very much for being here, Chidi.
Thank you, sir.